Look, if you're running a container shipping line, I know your time is money. So I'm going to give you the bottom line right up front in today's explainer. We are breaking down a seriously powerful, strategic business case for completely outsourcing your container recovery operations. And let's be clear, this isn't just about cleaning up some messy operational backlog or pushing paper around. We're talking about a fundamental move designed to slash your overhead, absolutely stop your internal revenue leakage, and, maybe most importantly, let your highly skilled team get back to focusing on your actual core shipping operations. Because when you've got valuable assets tied up, you aren't just missing out on potential business, you're actively bleeding capital. Let's dive into how we stop that bleeding for good. Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a tight, highly structured agenda today. We'll start with the container bottleneck, unmask those hidden overhead costs, and then walk through the ClearTrack outsourcing solution. From there, we'll cover the service tiers, how you reclaim your core operations, and exactly how to initiate your recovery strategy.
Section 1. The container bottleneck. A staggering reality on the ground. It's time to move past the abstract logistical complaints and face exactly what this physical crisis looks like for your business today.
Right now, as we speak, there are over 10,000 shipping containers currently abandoned or just entirely uncleared across the country. Just take a second and really picture the sheer mass of that number. Yards upon yards of your steel boxes completely choked up, just collecting dust. That's 10,000 massive physical assets that absolutely should be circulating in the global market, right? They should be generating revenue, but instead, they're sitting there, completely unproductive. They're basically acting as a massive, decaying liability weighing down your balance sheet, representing millions in lost opportunity costs.
Now, what's really interesting and honestly alarming about this slide is the timeline. We aren't talking about a short-term logistical hiccup or just a couple of bad weeks at a congested port. Nearly half of these assets, 47% to be exact, have been held up by authorities for literally years. In some extreme, mind-boggling cases, we're talking about containers locked up for more than a decade. It's a staggering amount of capital completely frozen in place, tangled in disputes that just seem to have no end in sight.
And doing nothing is costing you every single day. These aren't just empty steel boxes. They are a 6-month ticking time bomb. As you well know, if a container isn't re-exported within 6 months, the government isn't exactly forgiving. You're facing the very real, very heavy threat of duty demands, severe fines, and customs penalties for boxes you literally can't even touch. The clock is constantly ticking against you here, turning what should be a working asset into an active, aggressive financial penalty. Which brings us to Section 2, unmasking hidden overhead costs. Specifically the internal headcount drain, because this bottleneck drastically pumps up your internal overhead. Here is a crucial operational pain point that often goes totally ignored by upper management. Right now, your company is probably deploying anywhere from 8 to 12 of your own internal staff members just to manage this mess. Think about that. These are likely highly capable, well-paid logistics professionals, and up to a dozen of them are dedicated solely to chasing non-revenue-generating, bureaucratic headaches. They're essentially reduced to acting as glorified debt collectors and paper pushers. It's a massive, unnecessary drain on your company's efficiency. Let's be real. Your internal staff are bogged down in a multi-party nightmare. Day in and day out, they are battling unmotivated custodians, drowning in complex customs documentation, and fighting incredibly high container freight station, or CFS, ground rent demands. It's a bureaucratic maze designed to just wear your people out. But ClearTrack flips this dynamic entirely. They provide specialized, active on-ground coordination. They cut right through the red tape, expedite those clearances, and liaise directly with the authorities so your core team doesn't have to waste another minute on it. Section 3, the ClearTrack outsourcing solution. 25+ years of specialized expertise. This isn't generic logistics. This is deep, hard-won knowledge specifically for shipping lines. And this brilliantly illustrates the heavy lifting ClearTrack actually does. They bring over a quarter-century of specialized expertise in legal operations and customs documentation, highly focused on the frustrating last mile of container recovery. They expedite complex clearances, they relentlessly send notices to importers, and they don't just shoot off emails. They liaise directly with customs and highly specialized entities like the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence. If recovery is absolutely impossible, they even handle the full cargo destruction process. They do the grueling physical work on the ground, so your internal teams are free from those time-consuming, soul-crushing personal visits. Moving into Section 4, service tiers and implementation, flexible options and seamless rollout. Let's look at the structured approach to adopting this partnership. As executives, you want choices, right? ClearTrack offers unmatched flexibility with two distinct options. Tier 1 is strategic advisory. It's charged on a simple, predictable per-container basis. They run detailed feasibility studies for your toughest cases, but all final decision-making stays 100% with you. Perfect if you just need some specialized muscle for complex situations. On the flip side, you can opt for Tier 2, end-to-end management. For a highly predictable lump sum fee, they essentially take over your entire pan-India inventory. Direct importer negotiation, full-on on-ground execution, the whole shebang. It completely removes the headache from your desk.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a secure, methodical 5-step implementation plan that protects your interest perfectly. Step 1. You sign comprehensive service and confidentiality agreements to protect your commercial data. Step 2. You simply hand over the data for any container stuck for more than 60 days. That's it for your team. From there, ClearTrack takes over for Step 3's expert case review and initiates those vital on-ground visits in Step 4. Finally, Step 5 establishes a rigorous rhythm of transparent status reporting. It's a seamless rollout designed to deliver results without the risk.
Section 5. Reclaiming your core operations, the ultimate prize for management. Because this partnership is about so much more than just clearing a backlog. By outsourcing this massive bottleneck, you hit 4 key pillars that directly drive bottom-line profitability. First, you get a drastic cost reduction by cutting out wasted ground rent. Second, an immediate stoppage of internal revenue leakage. Third, you actually increase the recovery of previously lost revenue by getting those steel boxes back into circulation. But honestly, the fourth is the real game changer. You are finally refocusing your highly skilled staff purely on core shipping operations. You're putting them back to work doing the very thing that actually makes your business money.
Finally, Section 6. Initiate your recovery strategy, transforming liabilities into working capital. It's time to turn this decade-long headache into an outsourced asset recovery engine.
So the crucial point is this. Every single day you wait is another day of lost revenue and completely wasted overhead. It's another fine compounding quietly in the background. So I have to ask you, are you going to let your capital literally continue to rust away, or are you ready to finally reclaim your core business?
Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If you're ready to make that shift, reach out to Mr. Romish and his team at ClearTrack Solutions today. You can email them directly at container.cleartracksolutions@gmail.com or give them a call on mobile at +97 986 939 2469 or +91 961 93 85639. Because in the shipping business, a container standing still isn't just a roadblock. It's your profits, literally rusting in the sun. Don't wait, make the call.